couple weeks ago, Andy told you I'd be here to tell you a little bit more about Water is Basic, and I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I'd like to show you this little video, so watch the screens.
In 2007, a great blessing came to Vietnam, a small Dinka village on the Jura River in Sudan. During the summer wet season, the only way in and out is by air, and that's if the dirt airstrip isn't too muddy to land on. So what was the blessing that came to this small village? Simple. It was clean, fresh water. In the wet season, the people dig holes near where water collects and then scoop the water up with a gourd. In the dry season, when all the standing water is gone, they dig large pits several meters deep into the ground and then collect the water that slowly percolates into the bottom. In either case, the water is contaminated, and worldwide 4 children die every minute from water-related illnesses. In March, on the grounds of the Alarm compound on the outskirts of Vietnam, 3 deep-bore water wells were drilled, pumps installed and put into service. Hundreds of people come each day in the morning and evening to pump clean, disease-free water into their jerry cans and then carry them back to their villages. The water is free, it's available year-round, and it's saving lives every day. This is the blessing that came to Vietnam in March of 2007.
In the minute and a half it took to show that, 6 children died. That's why we're involved in Water is Basic. And by the way, you can go to YouTube, just put in Water is Basic, pull that up and send it to anybody if you want to get some more people involved. Let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on. On July 4th, I was in Nairobi meeting with Jacob and Rosemary and Celestin. Jacob lives in Sudan, and he's full-time working for Water is Basic. Rosemary is in Nairobi. And our goal was to figure out what rigs do we buy. We found these rigs that are built in Thailand. They were made by a couple of engineers who built them solely for the same reason in Thailand. They had a terrible drought. Very easy to move, very durable, easy to take care of, etc. So we're buying a couple of those rigs. In fact, we're going to be purchasing them in Bangkok this week. We also talked about hiring the teams to run those rigs. And we have Jacob targeted to do that. He's hiring leads on those teams and then hiring and training the rest of the workers. They're meeting now with villagers to figure out where those first wells go, etc., and how those wells kept up. Here's the cool thing. We're not doing this for us. This is Sudanese leadership that has begun to reconcile and say, what can we do as followers of Christ to love our people? They said, the first thing we got to do is get clean water. They're owning these rigs. They're running this show. It's their deal, and we're unleashing them. That's what I love about IBC. It's exciting, but it's kind of difficult. I wanted to have the rigs there last month. They said, what's the point? We can't move them around in the rainy season. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But we're having some fun. And here's the neat thing. When those 2 rigs get there in October, every day, each one of those rigs can drill a hole in a day. Every hole, 2,000 to 3,000 people get clean water. And they find out that people in America and all over love them because Jesus loves them. And we hope to have a harvest in Sudan for the kingdom. And that's fun. Now, I'd love you to be praying about this. I'd love you to continue to support. We have enough money for the 2 rigs and the teams and about 100 wells. We don't want to stop there, so don't be afraid to keep giving. But I also want to tell you something about that video. The guy that made that video, let me see if they've got a picture of him up here. That's Bill. Bill's a good friend. He sits here in one of the services every Sunday. He's just like you and me. Except what he does for a living is he makes videos at a training video company. He's very good at it. And 3 years ago, he went to Sudan for the first time. He's gone back every year just saying basically, Lord, I have a certain gift. How can you use it? That's how he can use it. On YouTube, all over this nation, that video's going out. Also, this year, he went back with a team and took video equipment and taught people in 3 different countries, young men and women, how to make videos there so that the word can get out of what's going on. The point of all that is Bill is just saying, okay, Lord, this is how I'm wired. This is what I know how to do. How can you use it? There's not a person in this room that can't do the same. We encourage you to think, Lord, how do you want to use the way you wired me? Because we want to make a big difference, and it's going to take all of us. I encourage you to follow in Bill's footsteps. So, Water is Basic is moving. I encourage you to pray with me that it moves in big ways. Would you pray with me?